And we're told, be upfront, open, honest with women. Tell her your feelings. No, I'm telling you, hold stuff back from women. Don't tell them everything. Do not tell a woman that, you know what, whatever you do, I love your dirty drawers, and you could do whatever, and I'll take you back. No. First-hand experience. That doesn't work. Give me her card. I was like, here's my number. I gave her my number. I resisted. She called me 2 hours later. The rest of that story on another stream.
When I heard Kevin Samuels passed away, I couldn't believe it, like all of us. But like, damn, Kevin Samuels, he looks healthy as fuck. How he must have been murdered, right? That's what I thought, at least. And then I'm like, damn, Kevin Samuels is actually gone. He's actually gone. No more Kevin Samuels ever. And then the fourth thing that came to my mind is, what was his first ever red pill video? And this is it right here. First red pill video on his channel. We're gonna go ahead and watch it as a tribute. He released it 2017, 5 years ago. Was a senior this time, and we're just gonna go ahead and reminisce on him. We're gonna watch his first ever red pill video. It's called Stop Playing It Safe, Why Men Simp. It's RAWBYN. We're not even gonna do the full intro. Cut the motherfucking small talk.
And I wanted to make a response video. I want to get out more content, and sitting there making a video about each different subject takes too much time. But if y'all are good to roll with it like this uncut and raw, I'm good to make response videos and much more content.
And that's what he did, uncut and raw. He went on live stream every time, and that's what he did.
This way, I only know that by the amount of people who like the video, share the video, comment on the video. Also, another favor. Last night's topic was kind of fire, and it goes directly into today's topic: why men simp. Why? I'm gonna talk about why I simped. I'm gonna tell you exactly why men simp, and it goes into a point I'm about to make. You know, as soon as a man starts to speak his truth or be a man, society just wants to shut that stuff down. I want to shut it down.
Damn,
we can't have that.
He was on this shit 5 years ago, pioneering this shit.
Because men doing their thing, when a man has his mindset to do his thing, that man can't be controlled. So we got to shut that man down, separate him, isolate him, and keep him in line so we can keep the wheels of society on and get world production. That's really what it comes down to. So, a super chat, somebody super chatted the question. This is a video for Sean G. He basically asked, Kev, can you go ahead and explain why guys continually simp for women and the dangers of simping? Okay, for people who don't know what simping is, it basically means being a fool for a woman. Being a fool for a woman. And putting her needs above yours to the detriment of yourself. Why guys do it? We do it because it's safe. We do it for a lot of reasons. But if you were born after 1970, you were raised in a world like I was, where equal rights amendment, women were independent, all these other things. And a lot of people were raised by single parent households, and women, we were taught to be nice guys, be respectful of one, open the door, all those things. You know, guys before knew how to do that stuff. They didn't have to be taught. They just learned it from their fathers and the family and the society and culture. Well, women taught their sons how to be men. So obviously you got a generation of softer men, and conversely a generation of harder women. Well, when you leave your mama's house and go to school, that's the first time a lot of guys were around boys. Then our boy tendencies started to pop up and manifest themselves, you know. So especially if you were like me, an only child, it was just me and my mom, and around her sisters. Oh my God, it's a wonder I didn't turn out to be gay. And so I've heard a lot of people say that, but I don't, you know, that's a subject for a whole nother time. And you know, look,
he is just spitting.
Conservative on some things, I'm liberal on some things, but I really, really do believe in men should be able to be men. And when we're out, and when you're in high school, you have your friends. When you go to college, that's the first time a lot of guys get a chance to really be themselves. You join fraternities, you go party, no parents around, nobody to supervise. Guess when a lot of people had their most success in relationships with women. Why? because you're around other guys. You're out in a group. When men are broke, we pile around. We have clubs and stuff. But look what happens after college. We all get domesticated. We leave college. We go to work in a company. Automatically, you're not around groups of men anymore. Even your fraternity brothers, even your boys. You move to a city. You go work in a company that has a culture that is very much like our society. Then you get involved in a relationship. All of a sudden, you got a bunch of men walking around like neutered zombies. We remember, it's like caged lions. That's a better thing. If you look back and see, look in the...
Oh my God, Kevin. God damn. This is actually unraw. I mean, this is actually raw and uncut right here.
Zoo. There's nothing worse than to see a lion that's in a cage and they feed him. If that lion was born in captivity, that's one thing. But a lion that roamed on the prairie, on the Serengeti, that's a whole nother thing. Guys, we all have that lion in us.
Facts.
But we have all been programmed and taught that being a nice guy is the way to be. That's why we end up simping. Simping is a symptom of programming. So when I was telling the stories yesterday about how I would go from, doing what a guy should do to being this nice guy and end up getting abused and mistreated by women, that was an internal conflict going on in me, of me trying to basically fight against my programming. Another thing though is even after a guy knows better, we go back to simping because it's safe. We know how to simp. That's it. We just know how. It's no different than why don't people...
Have y'all ever simped? I've definitely simped before. Hard. But that's behind me. I was a teenager.
People go work out at the gym. Why don't people eat better? Why don't people, dress better? It's not a matter of knowledge.
It takes effort.
Arguably, we're the most knowledgeable society that's ever existed. We have access to information like no time before in human history. It's not a matter of information.
Effort.
It's a matter of, if I change, I'll have to do something that I'm not familiar with. And I'm familiar with being a simp. I'm familiar with being a nice guy. I'm familiar with doing the things that people want me to do to be acceptable. And I know what I get. Now, here's a twist. We get comfortable with it. It's kind of like, think about all the sayings we have in our world. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Be content.
Settling.
Keep the car you have, and the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Okay, I see where he's going with. Okay, he's pretty much saying stop settling for something that you don't want because it's what you have.
Don't know. All of these things are little subliminal cues to keep us stuck and content. So as a man, when you hear another man telling you, look, women like sex, women like men, women like confident, intelligent, assertive men, and they want men to act in a certain way that's counter to what we've been told, it goes against everything we know, and it goes against us being safe. That's why you get guys saying, I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid a woman will slap me in the face. I'm afraid she'll throw a drink in my face. Look at YouTube. YouTube is a great example. I am a professional menswear stylist, but I have a tremendous amount of information to give to guys. I have to think about the content I put out there because I can put some stuff out there that YouTube doesn't deem appropriate or friendly. I don't cuss a lot. I don't use a bunch of negative words, but even the concepts I'm talking about, they don't want me talking about this right now.
And now, a whole bunch of BBW are celebrating his death, which is kind of ridiculous to me to think, like, wow, there's people happy that he died.
Guys that talk about this kind of stuff end up having their channels demonetized, their views skewed off, their channels just aren't as popular. Why is that? Now, women who talk about women's stuff and women empowerment, those channels get millions of views and subscribers, but guys that have the nerve to talk about, guy, put yourself first, empower yourself, be a man, take charge of your own life, be confident, intelligent, assertive, be learned, all that stuff, you would think that would be a good thing. No. It's challenging to the system. the system we were raised. I was raised in that simp system. So I could go on and on and on and tell you story after story after story. But let me just say this. Because we are guys, let's just throw some numbers up here. Not to brag about anything, but by the time a guy reaches his mid-30s is when he really starts to understand what it means to be a man. By the time you reach 40, you really become a completely different person. You become a whole man. You know how to get stuff done. You know who you are. You're self-actualized. So in your teens and 20s, a lot of guys, we're about getting laid and making money. And it's easier to get laid to make money, so we keep score by stuff. You know, I went through that phase to where, you know, we had competitions to see who could score the most with women. And, you know, when you start getting up, when you start having numbers in the triple digits, you know, on one side, I was taught to be proud of that, but on another side, I felt kind of ashamed. I was like, that's disgusting. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, wait a minute. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I just live life. No one told me to be ashamed of it. It was the way I was raised and programmed by the world. You got to be a nice guy. You got to do the right thing. You got to put everybody's needs ahead of your own. Every single relationship I've had, and I haven't had a lot. I've had a lot of women. Trust me, I've had a lot of women. I got some stories that I simply will not tell on YouTube. I've lived a broad life. I've done some, I don't have a bucket list. Let's just put it that way. You know, I don't do none of that homo stuff though. You know, if that's what you do, that's what you do, but I don't do that. But the thing is, as you start to realize, when you hear, the first time you hear a woman say, I normally don't do this kind of thing, but you know, the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, okay. But after I heard the 10th woman say, I know
she does it, she's like, I usually don't do this kind of thing, and when they do it, they're like the best at it. Like, yo, how are you this good at it? Pro? You're a pro at this shit.
Normally don't do this. I'm like, man, what's the only common denominator? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, other, old, young, rich, poor, American, European, Asian, African. It doesn't matter. The only common denominator was all these women were lying. I normally don't do stuff like that. That is just a conscious clearing, a saying so she can go ahead and get it in. The women that actually are the best, in my opinion, are the ones that are straight up and know what they want. Yes. But they're frowned upon. Guys, the world doesn't want us to be straight up because it is not, the world frowns upon masculinity. The point of it is ultimately simping, putting women ahead of your needs, putting anybody ahead of your needs is a bad way for any person to live.
God,
every relationship.
That right there is a clue bomb right there. That right there, that is such a Kevin Samuels. Damn.
I had where I actually suspended good simple thought, and I decided to go ahead and put a woman on a pedestal, treat her like a princess, all these other things. You know what ended up happening? I was happy for about a month because she told me all the things I wanted to hear. You're like no other guy I've ever had before. You're so different. You're so this. You're so that. Then after that, after the new car smell wore off, that woman began to resent me. She had contempt for me, no respect for me, because when a woman knows that you will take whatever she does and let her get away with it, she had no respect for it. Simple as that. You out there being a sucker.
One thing you guys have to know, girls will literally test you. Like, they will literally test you. They will literally go to you and see what you would do in this situation. They will go to you and see what you would do in the situation. Like, they would actually become brats to see if you would take the fucking flame she sends, or you're gonna send her flame. Pretty much seeing if you have a backbone, right? She would dead call to you and disrespect you on purpose to see if you take that disrespect. She would literally do that. She would check you. She would step over the boundaries you have to see what you would do. She wants to know what is the ultimatum? What is the consequences? Is there any consequence? Can I cross this boundary without any consequences? If I can, I don't care about this man. I'm not respecting. He didn't respect himself. He's letting me step all over his boundary that obviously bother him, but he's letting me because he likes me. No, never.
So, and we're told, be upfront, open, honest with women. Tell her your feelings. No, I'm telling you, hold stuff back from women. Don't tell them everything. Do not tell a woman that, you know what, whatever you do, I love your dirty drawers, and you could do whatever, and I'll take you back. No. First-hand experience, that doesn't work. When you check a woman, when you let them know that you are the catch, not them, you put them on your schedule, you make them jump through hoops to get to you, they are mentally engaged and enjoy that kind of stuff. Like I said the other day, guy was like, well, you can't walk by and smack a woman on her butt today because the game is so messed up this way. I'm like, when's the last time you tried it? When's the last time you walked up to a woman in a bar or any place? I'll give you an example. Monday I was in Starbucks. You see me in Starbucks often. Drop dead, gorgeous woman standing in front of me. She's got headphones on. I don't know this woman from a can of paint. She's ordering her stuff, and I say, and I hold my cup up. I was like, I'll have the normal, and Beauty here is gonna pay for it, right? That woman looked at me. She's like, excuse me. I was like, oh, I told him it was on you because you got your Starbucks thing. I mean, you're beautiful. You know that. Oh yeah, I got it.
Nah, Kevin.
Part of me said, oh, don't let her pay. Don't let her pay. Don't let her pay. What? Yes. Now see, the 20-something-year-old version of me would have took her outside, or that would have went somewhere. But the 40-year-old in me that has gone through the simp, pimp, simp stage, you got to get that simp up out of you. And here's one of the easiest ways to do it. We got to start hanging around more men. Men by themselves, we're like snipers, pick off people alone. Look, that woman wanted to pay for my drink. I mean, and here's the thing, I ordered my drink. I ordered my pastries. Her drink was like $4. With my total, it came up to $14.
She still paid it?
And I saw the guy ring it up, and the lady had stepped off to the side. She was going to pay for my stuff, and I'd have a problem with it. And part of me was like, oh, don't let her do it. Don't let her do it. That's not a good man. But I was like, okay, hold on. Don't do it. Let's just see what happens. Just see what happens. She said, oh, enjoy that. Oh, by the way, introduced herself, asked me, was about to give me her card. I was like, here's my number. I gave her my number. I resisted. She called me 2 hours later. The rest of that story on another stream. The point is this, guys.
Yes, sir.
Women like assertive men. I did not know that woman. I didn't need her to pay for that. I was just shit testing her. I was just seeing what was going to happen because I was in a happy mood. But that reminded me of things that I already know. And why have you guys never heard this side of me? Because as a businessman, as a brand, I have to balance, telling guys to be the best version of themselves. But by me telling you these truths, I have to also consider, man, that may be frowned upon by the powers that be. Because look, to think we live in a world where there are no rules and you can go around and say what you want and just keep it real can keep you broke. But that even reinforces the message. The fact that I can't tell you as a man things that I know that are successful. I didn't take advantage of anybody. I didn't do anything. That woman was attracted to me. She looked at me in a certain way. I knew that there was something going on. So let me...
she likes you when she invests money, because girls do not invest money into people they don't like, right? Like, she really liked, and she was beautiful. Oh yeah, fuck out of it. She liked them a lot.
Round this back to the point I want to end on. Men, we need... If you're a man living in the city right now and you're having trouble with women, first off, you need to stop listening to women. You need to stop listening to married men and men in relationships. Don't listen to them. You need to listen to the single guys. Married men, my focus as a married man or a man in a relationship, it was completely different than my focus as a single guy. Thought completely differently. My motivations are completely different. Men need to start hanging around with more men. If you go out with 2 or 3 guys. Learn how to work together. back to the college stories. The reason why we would go out in college parties, on college campus parties, and everybody would walk away successful scoring that night is because we all knew the rules. It was like Top Gun. We knew how to play the wingman. Sometimes you had to go talk to the fat ugly chick.
No.
So your boy could get laid. That's what you had to do. But it was all successful because you see, 4 women, if there's a group of 7 guys, every guy is going to score. You've seen this thing being enforced in Top Gun, A Beautiful Mind. This is not new knowledge. But as men, after we leave college and go work our careers, live in the city, we don't have male relationships, so we end up going out by ourselves. Yeah, you can look good, smell great, and everything else, but unless you are an extremely confident, intelligent, and assertive man, you'll lack the real world experience or the real world information to go out there and challenge your beliefs and try these things on your own. That's why a lot of people work with pickup artists, because the pickup artist can actually take them out into the world and show them how it works. I don't publicize this, but I have a segment of my business where I do this. You'll see that I write online dating profiles, but I take guys and work with them one-on-one and show them real world how to interact with women, because we have to relearn stuff. We have to unlearn what we've been.
No, we have it learned already. We're suppressing. That's what it is. They're making us suppress our masculine. Learn, which is be more feminine.
Taught, first of all, period, point blank, end of sentence. If you're born after 1970, you have to unlearn what you've been taught. And especially if you're raised in the United States. If you're raised in the black community in particular, and if you have a single parent household, a black woman raising you, yeah, you've been taught this. I am woman, hear me roar, strong, independent, blah, blah, blah. All that crap's in our head. Women don't like that. Now, why can a man walk around with a man bag, smelling good, looking good, and the women who love men know I'm a man, the gay guys know I'm not gay? You know, because that's a hold up a lot of times. I mean, I dress, you know, that's a lot of reason guys dress the way they do now. It's like a show of manhood. If I can be sloppy, sagging, all this other kind of stuff, I can overtly show my masculinity. No, dude, no. Because if your mindset is still feminized, simpish, you're going to still end up simping behind a big booty apple bottom. You can be a simp and a sag all at the same time. You can be simping in a fitted or a snapback. You can be simping in Timberlands. You can be simping in an Armani suit. Simp is a mindset. Yeah. I can walk around just like this in my man bag. The guys will sit, but some guys be like, I dig that. Oh, some guys be like, man, no homo, that's gay. You know what? I've told you this before. All the times I hear guys saying that kind of stuff, I laugh at them because I be smashing that girl. Okay, bottom line, I know me. I'm confident in me. I know what I am. I'm assertive, and I go for what I want. Guys, you have to learn to go for what you want to. This was me. I wanted to make this quick video because I didn't get a chance to answer Sean's question in chat, and he did super chat yesterday. I'm not going to answer any questions right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream tonight at 8. Following.
Damn, man. We're never going to hear those words again. Say that again.
Answer any questions right now. I'm going to go ahead and do a live stream tonight at 8.
I'm going to end it off there. Rest in peace to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. Put rest in peace, the Godfather, in the comments if you watched this far. And it's RAWBYN, because I've been fucking